You must have spent a fortune to have a coffee setup like that. That's what a lot of people assume, but to be honest, that's not true. Let me walk you through my setup and I will show you all the essential tools, plus the ones that are nice to have, but aren't necessary to make a great cup of coffee. And if you're curious about my equipment, you can go check it out. I got it all linked on my profile. So let's start with the storage. I've got this adjustable drawer organizer that keeps all my non-essential items nice and tidy. Things like matcha tools, cleaning supplies, and other random stuff. Is this necessary? Not really, but it's really nice to have. Anyways, to the interesting stuff. First up, a tamper mat. If you like to keep your space clean and organized, having one is pretty important. I went for a larger mat that holds all my tools while I work. It's not essential, but it makes the cleanup a lot easier. Speaking of keeping things clean, a funnel is great to keep your coffee ground in place, especially if you use a wise distribution tool, which makes sure your extraction is even. To further improve my extraction, I usually use a dual purpose distributor and tamper. While it is handy, I personally prefer to tamp with a spring-loaded tamper though. It's especially good for beginners because it automatically makes sure your tamp is level. A quick tip though, before you buy any tools, always double check that your diameter matches your portafilter. You don't want to buy things twice. When weighing my beans, I use a ceramic dosing cup. I know it already has a chip in it. I've got a wooden one on the way, and I'll also link that one on my profile. The small water bottle is used to remove the static in the beans. I've made a video about that. It just keeps the grinder a lot cleaner. Is it nice to have? Yes, but it's definitely not essential. To weigh my beans, I use a quite affordable scale. It's still doing a good job though. For storage though, I use a vacuum container, which removes air as you spin the lid, which is very cool to have, but also not essential. I got a lot of questions about my scoop for some reason. It's nothing fancy, it gets the job done. For grinding though, I use the Varia VS3. It's super reliable, but they're definitely excellent budget-friendly options. For some people, I would even recommend a handheld grinder. They very often do a fantastic job at grinding. Finally, my espresso machine, a Breville, which has served me well for years. It's a fantastic starter machine for beginners. That being said, I'm looking to upgrade very soon, so if any brands are watching, I'm open for suggestions. Anyway, put jokes aside, if you want to explore any of the tools I mentioned, everything's linked on my profile. And if you still have questions or need advice, just feel free to message me on Insta. I'm always happy to help.